back. All right, we're answering the question, is there any time that there is ever such a thing as having too much pasta? Well, not in my opinion. So, special week, I get to cook it twice this week. So we're going to do a special smoked chicken spicy pasta with all kinds of fun ingredients. This is a recipe from Sam, the cooking guy. I'm going to do a few things different, of course. And you know, usually I have to really make a few adaptations around Sam's recipes because he's in California, so there's a few hard things to find. But what I found was these tomatillos. And this is an important ingredient that you're going to see in the recipes. Check that out. Isn't this cool? We're going to do some tomatillos. Check out, that's what they look like. We're going to grill the tomatillos along with a few other fine ingredients. We've got a cheese sauce. We've got some fresh eggs. We're going to do some poached eggs, sous-vide poached eggs on top to finish. Always a big fan of our friends at Cumbrae. These are fresh eggs, so that's going to really make a difference, right? It really makes a difference when you're cooking. So a lot of things going on. We got sous vide, we got smoked chicken, we got a hot sauce. We're going to use some grilled veggies. Let's get cooking. All right, first things first, we're going to do some eggs in the sous vide. Now this is a little bit of a lot of work for a little bit of eggs, but on top of this, the finishing part is a delicious egg. Now we're going to put that egg in for 45 minutes into the sous vide at 145. And sous vide cooking, in this case, doesn't need a bag around it. We're just going to pop it right in to our sous vide machine and let those cook at 145 for 45. All right, first things first, we're going to flatten out this chicken and then we're going to smoke it for, it won't take too long to get it smoked because it is thin and you know, we've already got our smoker, our Yoder YS640 going. Just going to put a little bit of oil in here. And the only reason we put oil in is so when we flatten out the chicken, it doesn't break the plastic bag. So always use this side if you got one of these. I tried using this side once and that just broke the bag. So that wasn't a very great thing to do. All right, so let's just pound this out. All right, that'll do. Now let's make our rub, and we'll make what we're going to put on top, which is going to be a mix of soy and avocado oil. All right, so our chicken has been flattened. We've trimmed off some of this nonsense here that was not very appetizing. We're going to put a little bit of avocado oil in here, just a couple of squirts, and then we're going to add to that some soy sauce. Some Kikkoman soy sauce, my favorite. Now let's whisk that up a little bit. And then we're going to rub that on our chicken. Now that's going to also, amongst other things, a little bit of flavor, certainly a little bit of salt, but really what this will do is also act as a binder for our seasoning before it goes into the smoker. And again, it's not going to take too long in the smoker. These pieces are nice and flattened out, but it will add some nice smoke flavor at about 250. We'll put it in the Yoder in and around about 250. All right, now we're going to make our rub. So in our rub, we've got about a tablespoon of cumin. We've got about a tablespoon of chipotle chili pepper. We've got about, these are all about pretty much equal parts, as you're probably now figuring out. Some garlic powder. There you go. And then some salt and this pepper. And let's mix that up together. And then let's put that onto our chicken. Smells amazing. Cumin is one of my favorite smells. There's 3 of us here for dinner tonight, so I generally say, you know, 1 or just short of 1 whole chicken breast per. I mean, chicken breast is really extension or the enhancement of this pasta along with the sauce. All right, let's get this into the smoker. Next up is the, really actually the easy part. We're going to take all these delicious tomatillos. Check that out. Doesn't that look amazing? And we're going to put these on our grilling aluminum foil, and we're going to grill them up. Very simple. Put them face down, but we're going to be moving them around, and we're just going to get some good char on them. We're going to break those down. We're also going to do the same thing with our jalapenos, and then we're going to chop up some of this onion pasta out of the way before we smoke that in ways we don't want to be smoking that. And we're just going to chop this onion up into big chunks. Now, if you don't have access to a barbecue, well, you're probably at the wrong show, but you could put it on the broil setting in the oven, and that would kind of be very, very comparable. This is, after all going into the Vitamix just to get blended together. So we're really just putting this all together to get that char on it. As well, we want to get some garlic. We're going to do the same thing. This is going to be really easy cheesy. Did I say easy cheesy? I think I meant easy peasy. I'm just going to put a bunch of them here, right even in the case. Yeah, we're just going to throw them on. We'll take that, of course, off after, but let's throw that garlic on. And we're also going to do the same thing for this red pepper. Now this, the red pepper, is actually not going into the sauce. It is going on its own and will be chopped up to add some amazing color and, of course, flavor. But I did want to char it up similarly. All right, we'll let that all char up. Once again, continue to be impressed by this Alcan Ultimate Grilling Foil, because again, if I was doing this on the grill, of course very possible, but these things would be falling through, and it makes for just, yeah, really makes the recipe easy. So check out how our tomatillos are coming. It's delicious, softening those up. It's a funny thing when you're charring, it's like nothing's happening and then suddenly, it's happening, it's happening. It's like a TikTok meme. And again, for the garlic, for the tomatillos, for the onions, and for the jalapenos, so those things are going into the Vitamix to make our sauce. It's going to mix with our cheesy Balderson cheese, but I'm going to pour in this tomatillo salsa. We're just going to have a bit of bite, of course, from our jalapenos, and also the deliciousness of the tomatillos. All right, our poached eggs are done. It's been cooking in the sous vide for 45 minutes at 145, so let's get these out of there. There we go. We're going to put those into this pan, let them cool, and then move them on to the next phase of the project. Next up, we're going to peel them open and get them ready to be poached. So that's going to be the delicious poached egg on top of our pasta. All right, our water is boiling in our 2-level pot pasta cooker. We're using some amazing Longo's Curato artesian spaghetti. This is some of the best spaghetti you're going to be able to find. If you're not near a Longo's, well, good luck. You'll find a nice bespoke pasta from Italy. Just make sure you're putting the best, because don't cheap out on the pasta. That's my advice. So let's get this pasta in to the salted water. Get going on that. Press that all down a little bit. Stir that around. Let's get these all in to our Vitamix, and we just drop them in. The tomatillos first. They've had their say. Now we do have, whoa, man overboard. Whoa. Let's get all this onion in here, and our garlic as well. We're going to pop those open. Now on these jalapenos, I do want to cut off the ends. And I also, while we're doing this, I want to get our pot simmering for our poached egg next step. And this one I've just kept nice and warm, just heating up, because that's the one we're going to put our sauce in. Let's get back to business here. And in you go. You can rough chop that, not a problem. Just pop that in, seeds and all. Seeds, of course, are what help bring some of that heat. And then for our garlic, crack that open, get those pieces out. I think next time when I do this recipe, I'll use bigger pieces of garlic. Now don't worry about a bit of this char, because it's going in and amongst lots and lots of cream sauce, so it will all balance out. All right, let's turn our Vitamix on. Whoa! Okay, always make sure the Vitamix is off first. Woo! All right, that was exciting. It was exciting, right? Oh yeah, look at that. Woo! Woo-hoo! That smells hot, man. Whoa, this is gonna be good. Next step, while our pasta is cooking, let's get our sauce going here. This pan's already nice and hot. For our sauce, we need about 1/4 cup. Ooh, yeah, it's hot. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit more because I like it a little saucier. I'm using oat milk. You can use whatever dairy product you fancy, but I am using nice, delicious Balderson cheese. So let's put that in a little bit at a time, and that's just gonna melt as we stir that around. We'll mix that in. That's melting really nicely. Very nice. Let's finish off with the rest. Perfect. Let's give that a final stir. Very good. Now, let's add a bit of cumin just to give it another kick. I know it's, as Sam says, it's even more cumin, but that's okay. More cumin than human, I would say. Big Blade Runner fan. If you're a big Blade Runner fan, you might get that one. All right, so that's good. So now we are going to slowly pour in our salsa. And look at that. Woohoo! Our tomatillo salsa with jalapenos. You can smell the heat. We're going to put this now on here and just keep that simmering right back there. And now let's get this, which is pretty close to simmering, which is where we want it. We need a little more heat on that. While we're letting that come to simmer, let's chop up our red peppers, because they're not going, as I said, they're not going in the salsa. They are going just to add on top of our pastas. All right, our chicken has been cooking on our Yoder YS640. It's been smoking away at a nice 250. Let's take a look at how it's doing. I put it on the bottom rack just a few minutes ago, just to give it a bit of extra kick. Let's take a quick temperature. Usually I put the probe or use the meter, but the chicken was pretty thin, so let's do this instead with my little thermo pop. What do we got? 170. All right, this one's done. So let's get this off, get this one ready to go onto our pasta. All right, our pasta is done. So let's get that off the heat. Oh, I love this. Look at that. Love this couple of levels. All right, so let's get our pasta into this other pan. Now let's get our sauce here, which has been warming up. Make it saucy. Toss that around a bit. Let that get absorbed by the pasta, yeah. Let's put in our red peppers. There we go. Look at that. Of course, we're not done yet. Now we're going to cut these pieces of chicken sideways just to make some extra nice crunch. We're going to go against the natural grain. That will make for a delicious topping. All right, well, let's plate this up. You can hear the wine accumulating, waiting for our meal. Excellent. Now let's put a little bit more sauce in it, actually. And then we will put our chicken on it. Look at that. There you go. Now for the egg part. And of course, that's the exciting part. So let's see how that goes. Our water's simmering. We're going to get our eggs here, and we are going to break them open. Oops, that's a bit too much breaking open. All right, there we go. That's what we're trying to do. Now, all this white stuff, that's okay. We don't mind losing that. All right. Well, the whole egg falling out, that's not so great. All right, one last time's a charm. There we go. Let's see if we can peel it off. There we go. And just place that egg in there. All right. See if this works. Is it poaching the egg? It's only supposed to be a minute or two. So far, a bit of a disaster. There's no question. It's firming it up. All right. I'm going to call that good. So let's turn the heat off and see how it goes. All right, here we go. I'm going to get this poached egg out, and let's see if this comes together in any way. Oh, that's okay. Actually, I'm not unhappy with that. And then we're just going to lay that on top of there. Oh, I'm less happy with that. All right, well, there you go. Number one, we got an escapee over here. Got a bit of this, bit of that, and I'll mix it all in. It's all going to the same place. All right, great episode, and let's go eat. All right, so this has been a great cook. We got smoked chicken with a nice spice on a very spicy sauce. Well, the poached egg, that is a bit of a disaster, but live and learn on that one. So let's all give it a try. It kind of pre-broke open, I suppose, with this chicken on this pasta. So let's give this a try. Unusual flavors. The heat comes through, the smoke and the char comes through with the cheese sauce and a bit of the egg on top. It's delicious. So thanks again for joining us. Thanks again to my apparel sponsor, Cumbrae. Thanks to Longo's. Thanks to Balderson. Thanks to Lactalis. Thanks to everybody who's there. Keep on watching. I was going to say keep on grilling, but that's Pitmaster X. So let's say live long and prosper.